welcome to NTV English News Bulletin. I am Bhavna Casey. In the beginning, we have the headlines. Parties intensify efforts to form new government in Kosi province. Province chief gives 4 days to form new government. Only 446 out of 753 local labels unveiled the budget for the upcoming fiscal year so far. 42% of local labels failed to bring budget on time. A large-scale Israeli military operation underway in Jenin of West Bank. 3 Palestinians killed, over 20 left injured. Nepal posts target of 185 runs for Singapore in the ongoing semi-final match of the ACC East Zone Under-16 Cup Cricket. Hong Kong facing host Malaysia in other semi-final. Welcome back. You are with the NTV English News Bulletin. Now we have the news in details. Political parties are making efforts to form a new provincial government in the Kosi province after the province chief Persuram Khapung asked the parties to form the government within 4 days. Khapung asked the parties to stake their claims for government formation by Thursday 5 p.m. under Article 168, Sub-Article 2 of the Constitution. This comes following the collapse of the UML-led government in the Kosi province. As the UML government in the province failed to win the vote of confidence on Friday, the Nepali Congress-led alliance has initiated negotiations with other parties to find ways to secure a majority in the provincial assembly. Nepali Congress and Mao Centre are trying to form the government under their leadership. They even have approached Rashtriya Prajatantra Party to join the new government, as they do not have a majority to form the government in the 93-member assembly. The backing of 47 members is needed to form a new government in the Kosi province. A discussion on the annual budget of the Lumbini province government is taking place today. The deliberations could not be held on Sunday following disputes between the provincial government and the opposition parties. Sunday's meeting of the province assembly could not proceed with deliberations on the budget for the upcoming fiscal year, citing protests from the provincial assembly members of the opposition CPN-UML. CPN-UML's province assembly members staged protests since the beginning of the province meeting on Sunday. The UML put its stance on the amendment to the budget and the government's written response to its demand. Out of 753 local labels of the country, only 446 have been able to make public the budget for the upcoming fiscal year 2080-81. The Ministry of Federal Affairs and General Administration has informed that 307 municipalities failed to release the annual budget. The local labels are bound to release budget within Asar 10 of the Nepali calendar every year as per the law. It showed that 42% of the local labels failed to bring budget according to the ministry. In Karnali, 63 municipalities out of 79 did not release the budget, while Lumbini province witnessed highest record in the budget release, with only 29 municipalities of 109 failing to abide by the law. So the Paschim province has broad budgets in 56% of its local labels, whereas the Bagmati province, which homes the federal capital, has been able to release budgets only at 63 local labels out of 129 local labels. With this update, time to go for a short break, but still to come we have. Welcome back now to more updates. The Nepal Bar Association has decided not to hold debates on issues other than those related to habeas corpus across the country today. The NB has said that it will not hold debates on cases other than the case of habeas corpus today in protest against the arrest of a legal practitioner on the charge of assaulting an officer inside the court. Lalitpur Bar Association has informed that although the arrested advocate Amir Lamichani was released on Sunday itself, the protest program announced earlier for today remains the same. The Nepal Bar Association has demanded that the detained advocate Lamichane be released within 24 hours. The CCTV footage should be made public and the complaint given by Lamichane should be registered. Former President of Nepali Congress and former Prime Minister Girija Prasad Koirala's birth centenary is being marked today across the country by organizing several programs. Koirala was born in 18 Asad 1981 of the Nepali calendar, had passed away in 6th of Chaitra 2066 Bikram Samvat. On the occasion, Nepali Congress's sister and benevolent organizations are organizing various programs including blood donation, fruits distribution, talks program and illumination events. Former President Koirala had spearheaded the peace process to bring the then rebel CPN Maoist that had waged armed struggle to the mainstream politics and established republic in the country. Koirala had served the country as a 5-time Prime Minister and Nepali Congress's president for a long time. The Guru Purnima festival is being celebrated today by paying reverence to all teachers. The festival, also marked as Teachers' Day, is observed on the full moon day of the Ashad Shukla Purnima of the Nepali lunar calendar. The day is dedicated to the Gurus, or the one's teacher who bestows the Gayatri mantra for the first time during the Brata Bandha or the sacred thread ceremony, initiates one to reading and writing, reads out the Vedic hymns during the religious rituals, and other teachers in general. The word Guru is made of two roots, Gu and Ru. Gu means darkness and Ru means light. So the word Guru means the person who removes the darkness of ignorance with the light of knowledge, as per the tantric and religious texts. Schools, colleges and various organizations are marking Guru Purnima today by organizing different programs and by paying homage to the teachers. With this update, time to go for a short break again, but still to come we have.
अब 43 र 53 ग्रेड सहित होक्सी सिमेन्ट
रिद्धि सिद्धि सिमेन्ट रोबोटिक ल्याबमा बनेको स्मार्ट सिमेन्ट।
Welcome back now to the international update. Israel's military has launched air raids on the West Bank city of Jenin, carrying out an attack that involved a missile and killing at least 3 Palestinians. The Palestinian Health Ministry said the raids killed at least 3 people and wounded 13, several of whom are in a critical condition. Residents say Israel carried out at least 10 air attacks in Jenin early on Monday, sending smoke billowing from the wreckage of the buildings, and reported spotting a convoy of Israeli armed vehicles towards the city's vast refugee camp. The Israel Defense Forces said they were striking terrorist infrastructure in the Jenin area. China has recorded the highest number of hot days in the past 6 decades, the National Climate Center announced on Sunday. So far this year, 4 regional high-temperature events have occurred throughout the country, resulting in a total of 21 national warnings for high temperatures since June. Of these warnings, 4 have reached the orange level, the second most severe warning in China's 4-tier color-coded weather warning system for heat waves. Hebei province in North China has been the severely affected, where a total of 453 red alerts, the highest level warning, have been issued. A Thai elephant given to Sri Lanka in 2001 has returned to its birthplace after a diplomatic row over its alleged abuse. The 29-year-old Muthuraja arrived in Thailand on Sunday on a $540,000 commercial repatriation flight. Bangkok had demanded the return of the animal after claims it was tortured while kept at a Buddhist temple. Sri Lanka's Prime Minister said he had formally apologized to the Thai king. The 4,000 The 4,000 kilograms elephant was airlifted to Chiang Mai in a specially built steel case, accompanied by 4 Thai handlers and a Sri Lankan zookeeper. It will undergo hydrotherapy to treat an injury on its front left leg. Both Sri Lanka and Thailand, meanwhile, consider elephants to be the sacred animals. More updates line up on the side, but before that, let's have the highlights first. Electric car maker Tesla says it delivered a record number of vehicles in the 3 months to the end of June after cutting prices to boost sales. It has lowered prices in markets including the US, UK and China to compete with rival manufacturers. This weekend, major Chinese car makers also reported a surge in sales in June. Earlier this year, Tesla boss Elon Musk said he believed pursuing higher sales with lower profits was the right choice for the company. On Sunday, Tesla said it delivered 466,140 vehicles in the second quarter, which is more than 80% higher than a year earlier. Now to sports. Nepal is facing Singapore in the semi-final of the ACC Asian Under-16 Cup cricket underway in Malaysia. Nepal, that chose to bat first after winning the toss, scored 184 runs with loss of 9 wickets in 35 overs. Singapore is chasing the target of 185 runs in the match underway at Biomass Oval Cricket Ground in Kuala Lumpur. Nepal had reached the semi-final, topping Group A with victories over Thailand and Malaysia. In the other semi-final fixture of the day, Hong Kong is playing against host Malaysia. Well, with this update, we come to the end of this English News Bulletin. But before we say goodbye, let's have a quick reminder of the major stories. Parties intensify efforts to form new government in Kosi province. Province chief gives 4 days ultimatum to form government. Only 446 out of 753 local labels unveiled the budget for the upcoming fiscal year. So far, 42% failed to bring budget on time. A large-scale military operation underway in Jenin of West Bank by the Israeli forces. 3 Palestinians killed, over 20 injured. And Nepal posts a target of 185 runs for Singapore in the ongoing semi-final match of the ACC East Zone Under-16 Cup cricket. Hong Kong facing host Malaysia in other semi-final. Well, that's all we have in this edition of English News Bulletin. We'll see you again with next round of English Bulletin at 6 in the evening. Till then, have a great time ahead and do stay tuned with us. Namaste.